One of these days. One of these days. Come on in, folks. We see you out there. We are live, Comics by Night, for the 6th of June already.
Yes, 90 years today since D-Day.
Bloody hell.
So 90 years ago today, my dad was jumping out of a C-47.
And now,
19 years old.
None of the kids want to even try to wrap their heads around that.
No. 19 years old, jumped out of a plane into occupied France.
Yep.
Mad.
Mad, sir.
Yep. Here we go, folks. We're going to hit the opening and then get stuff underway. Oh, I didn't load anything in. That's not good. Where is it? There it is. Here we are. There it is. Here we are.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
There we are. Good morning. Comics by Night, folks. Good morning.
Just before we start, can I just show you something? Just before,
Absolutely.
With regard to what we just said about 90 years, look at this my brother had made, right? Special box.
Hang on. Blowing it up. There we are.
Right?
Yeah.
Bottle of wine. Special wine.
Excellent.
How good is that?
Yeah.
Love it.
Anyway, sorry, on with comics.
No problem.
Comics.
Wine and comics. There's a combo.
Yeah, I'll beat that.
Chat's open this morning, folks. Feel free to chime in. George. Peter Gates is already here. Yay! Actual comic book radio. Here we are. You can look
As we
at our
talk
ugly
about
mugs.
wine from D-Day.
There you are. Yep. You can actually look at our ugly mugs if you want to. Is that wine a collector's edition?
It was, but it's been drunk now. It was, yeah. It was quite an expensive bottle, but it was very nice. Because I think, well, if it's there to be had, why wait? You know, why let somebody else drink it?
No, exactly. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, more than a collector's edition, it was delicious.
Right. That's right. Yeah, it was very nice.
PBR in the house. Do you realize an ungodly hour to do anything other than getting jiggy with the missus? That's not what you said last week, PBR. Or no, last Sunday. Sunday was early. Yeah, but thanks. We appreciate you being open. We appreciate you being awake this early. A 9.4 grading.
I'd give it a 12.
A 12. 12 out of 10.
Yep.
Here we are. 12 out of 10. Come on in, folks. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find my work with Arrow Comics. The latest thing we've been doing is The Atlantean. The Adventures of Cull and Brule from the Shadow Kingdom. Shadow Kingdom in one volume of The Atlantean is currently available. Barnes & Noble, Amazon, wherever you can buy or wherever you can order books on the Ingram book ordering
Issue 2's on its way.
Issue 2 is on its way to retail. Oh, here we are.
We've had lots of people posting about getting their books in the mail, so everyone's very happy with what they're receiving. Lots of good responses. So we're going to be off to retail soon.
Great to see. Yeah,
good. About time.
Barbarian Kung Fu is in the house. What's good, Phyllis? It's all good.
Kung Fu.
Kung Fu. You're good, Barbarian. Happy to see you here. Thanks for joining us. We're here to look at some not quite as old stuff as what we've been looking at on Sundays and Fridays there for a while, but almost as old. Also joining me this morning, Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, please introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, my name's Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist and publisher. I write things like this, relevant to this show, my visits to see Jack Kirby at his home in California. And there's also an accompanying documentary that I made that you can get from me. Get this from Amazon. I also draw the odd cartoon now and again, and my character Hatch has been around for nearly 50 years. Think about that. And this is a book that gives you details of published and unpublished artwork, tells you his story, you know, how I came about with the idea and everything back in the 80s. And occasionally I publish magazines about comics, and this is Comics Unlimited. There are 15 issues of this. They're all available on Amazon. You can get Hatch on Fund My Comic or via me. And that's about it. Yeah, lots of other things on Amazon, books, science fiction, all kinds of stuff. Check it out. Put my name in and check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Marv in the house. Good morning. Just started reading Glenn's Kirby book. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I would like to stay, but I've got to go back to my shift. See you
So I
Sunday.
thought you were going to say I'd like to stay, but I'm carrying on reading his book.
There you are. Actually, he's working. Also joining us this morning, Mr. Russ Leach. More coffee for me. Russ, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm a little bit hairier than Glenn. It was an easy mistake to make. I don't know what's going on with my camera. I don't know why I'm so large in this camera today. There you go. Hello, everyone. I am Russ Leach. I am a comic book artist from the UK. Been around the block, done a few things. But now I'm focused on my own work with Randy and
laser focused.
Laser focused, and the tales that we're telling in the Atlantean. As I showed just earlier, there you go. It's 50 plus pages full of lovely black and white artwork. It's only $15, so it's a bargain. Okay, get yourself one of those. That'll be at retail soon. Issue 3 is in production right now, and we will be available on crowdfunding. 18th, I think it is what we're aiming for. 18th of July for a 6-week campaign, and then we'll get another book 4 in before the end of the year. Things are going well. We're pushing on. So check that out. If you want to find out more about that, sign up for the email list over at russleach.com. That's russleach.com. And you can get all my other social media links there as well.
All right. Give me just a second here as I switch over to Facebook. This is what we're
look at
looking at
that.
today.
I saw one of those on eBay today for £39.
Wow.
Really?
I'm thinking about buying it. Yeah.
It's worth it.
But I'm also going to check out the it's a viewing for the auction next week on Saturday, and they have a lot of books there, and they have some Conan books, Conan the Savage Sword of Conan, the first 20 in a lot.
Wow.
They also have for between £60 and £100 the Treasury edition of or the equivalent size edition of Superman versus Ali.
Do you know, I've never seen that. I've seen it, but I've never read it.
Yeah, so I'm going to go check that out and see how much that goes for.
Is that
but there's a load of other stuff there as well.
Is that the one with the George Perez cover where there's all the people in the crowd?
Yes,
all famous people.
Yeah, all the famous people in the crowd. Yeah.
And does he draw the interior?
No, that's Neil Adams, isn't it?
What did I say?
The cover's Neil as well, right?
Yeah, Neil Adams.
What did
I think you said George Perez.
Oh,
George Perez.
I meant Neil Adams.
Yeah, Neil Adams. Yeah, so the whole thing is Neil Adams.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we did it, didn't we? We looked through it a little while ago.
Certainly did. Yeah.
But I've never held one in my hand, so I'll go to the viewing and check it out and see if it's worth buying. Yeah.
Well, I had this book when it first came out, but I don't know what happened to my copy of it. But I was able to run across another one at the Great Lakes Con. No, the Grand Rapids Comic Con in Kalamazoo. Pick this up.
I had a few when I was a kid, but I currently only have a Conan Treasury, which is a bit beaten up, which is Barry Windsor Smith. Is it Red Nails?
I think I've got that one.
Yeah.
Red Nails.
I don't think I've got this one.
Oversized from a standard comic.
Kirby cover.
Yeah.
Very Kirby cover of the time. Yep, this is a regular comic size compared to the Treasury size, nice and large.
There was
Outside of the
such a
cover-
treat.
Yeah.
There was such a treat when you were a kid to get something that was that much bigger.
Yeah.
It's just, it was fantastic.
Not just that, but the first initial treasuries like this were 100 pages.
Oh,
Look at
Vince
that. Is that-
Coletta. Oh,
Is that the
got it.
Black Panther? Is that the Black
You got it.
Panther without a full face mask?
It is.
Wow.
Vince Coletta. Oh,
I'm
not
afraid
sure.
so.
Oh, it's not inked by Vince all the way through, is it?
Yeah.
No,
Uh,
the
Yep.
story is, but not all of them aren't.
oh,
I think there's
okay.
some Rosen in here, and I think there's a Palmer issue as well. But yeah, Black Panther with the cowl
yeah.
instead of the straight face mask. That's the way Kirby originally drew him in Fantastic Four.
Yes.
But
until they
he
got-
drew him with a cloak on as well, though, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, actually, his initial design was yellow and black
Yeah,
with
it's horrible, wasn't it?
black and yellow striped pants and
Weren't they
cape.
called the Coal Man or something with a K?
Coal Tiger.
Coal Tiger, that was it.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it looked awful as well. It was on the same similar scale as the original Daredevil costume.
Oh,
The yellow,
right. Okay.
yellow and black one. Horrible, horrible.
Okay. Well, I mean, they made the right choice, didn't they? I love this costume. It's just so
Yeah,
simple.
it's fantastic. Yeah.
Well,
I love the stripes in the gloves and the boots. That's what
Yeah.
I always used to obsess over that.
yeah. Yeah, they covered his face initially when he was on the cover for Fantastic Four. I think it was 51, right? And they were
52.
52. And they were afraid that the book wouldn't sell in the South if they had a black man on the cover. So they covered his whole face.
Oh.
So when they used him in Fantastic Four, they got quite a response. So they decided to put him in the Avengers. Once they put him in the Avengers, they decided to peel back to the original costume because screw everybody.
Well, imagine the outrage of those people who bought it and then realized he was a black man when they opened the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they went back to full face mask.
Yeah, it took them about 6 months of people complaining.
Oh, right.
To go, that full face mask was really cool looking.
It was. I mean, that's the thing. It is really cool.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's easier to draw as well.
That too. Yeah.
Yes, dude, yeah.
Death calls for the arch heroes. All right. Stan Lee, editor. Roy Thomas, writer. This is the first appearance of Black Panther in the Avengers. This is from Avengers number, I don't know.
Letterers are like the drummers, aren't they, of the rock bands. They're never mentioned and nobody ever knows who they are.
No.
Yet they're the part of the, a big part of it, if not the part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you're writing a story for there to be a script,
Yeah.
you have to have a letter. And it's, when I say script, I mean
I know what you mean. The text.
verbal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
text. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's they're a very small percentage of comic strips are written without any wording in it whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's it. They're an integral part, just like a drummer, like you say, in a band, and they very rarely get credits. In the old days, anyway, they do now.
I think Stan Lee was instrumental bringing them in, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Bringing in who?
Letterers,
Credits.
credits.
Giving them credit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I don't mean using them.
So they can pay them less, probably.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I think they got $11 a page in the '60s.
it's like Martin Goodman's mandate. Yeah.
It's what they get now, isn't it?
No, they get 15.
Really?
Judge says I had to get a friend of mine in Florida to get the Kirby book and ship it to Canada. A great journey, well worth the effort. There we are.
I think they might get $15 today, but they do it on a computer, so it only takes them 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, it takes them 15.
Okay.
15,
then. They get $1 a second.
Love these Treasury editions. I have today's comic and going through it page by page with you. You're more than welcome to do that, PBR. We recommend it. Absolutely. Oh, I love Treasuries. Barbarian Kung Fu says. Neil Adams cover and interior on that Ali Superman book. What a classic book. And if you go back in our archives, you can see us taking a look at that. I got my brother a copy of that Ali Superman book last year for his birthday. There you go. Great birthday gift. Barbarian says, like Howard the Duck. Like the Howard the Duck. That was a great Treasury. And if I can dig up my copy, I'm pretty sure I still have it. So I love the villains that Howard the Duck crosses over with the Defenders in that in the lead story, and it was an all original story in that Treasury.
Yeah.
Yep.
There is another box in that auction I'm going to, and it has the Defenders and Howard the Duck in it.
It's well worth it.
I'll be looking at that. Yeah.
Just for the sheer absurdity of it.
Yeah.
They have a supervillain in there called the Spanker.
Are you aware?
He was yellow. Yeah.
You know. I bet you think that the Black Panther's secret identity is T'Challa, don't you? It's not. I'll tell you who it is. It's Yoda. Read that first bubble. It's Yoda. No light, no sign of life do I detect within these grey walls.
That's at its best.
Very Yoda.
In stealth, a stealth such as none but the Panther can achieve.
I love the way that they how narcissistic. He's on the roof on his own, creeping up, and he's talking to himself. Telling himself how great he is. There's still such a man that the Panther can achieve. Did you hear that? Oh, there's nobody there.
And with the really crazy looking arm here.
Yeah, I think his head's a bit too small, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a little of everything there going on. I think it was the Spanker was yellow. He was yellow. Yeah. They also had another great villain called the Black Hole, who had a large dot on his chest.
Sucked people in.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I met a girl like that once.
And the writing on it, I'll never forget, because he says, and as everyone knows, the black hole sucks. It just showed him absorbing everybody. Great stuff. Howard the Duck was so good. Better than a lot of people realize.
Oh, yeah.
I came back to say that Bertrand is not a publisher, as I've said, but a bookstore. My mistake. Sorry, Mark. Take care.
You fired, Marv.
Sugar in the house, up and around this early in the morning. Hello, everyone. Chris, I hope you're doing well, man. Good, always good to see you here. It's good to hear all your voices again. It's been too long since I had the time to drop in. Mike, Jimmy.
Right.
Mike, right. Jimmy. Hi, Mike.
Mike, if you got the time, the link's in the group chat. You're welcome to join us anytime. Always good to have you here. Hey, you, Chris. Mike says of Sugar. Happy there. Another that I would take it that's a John Buscema, or is that just a collection? I'm pretty sure that framework was all drawn by him.
That Hulk face looks very Romita, doesn't it?
Yeah. Maybe it's inked by inked by Romita, but drawn by John.
Looks like Trempy.
Yeah. Why is Thor smacking Ant-Man on the head?
Didn't like him.
Must
be what it is.
I'm going to say he's Giant Man there, because that's Ant-Man, but he's not.
He's Goliath. Yeah, Goliath's back.
Oh, get it right.
Because there was that thing, wasn't it, on the FF? Was it Annual 3 when Reed and Sue get married? Because Sergeant Fury was on it and Nick Fury was on the cover.
Yeah.
The same
both
person.
Yeah, both of them were on the cover. Yep.
Fantastic.
So love these oversized books, these reprint books, even with the yellowed newsprint, as you can well see.
Oh, yeah.
This book is extremely well loved. The cover is coming off of it.
It's
wrapped in plastic. When I found it, I paid a whopping $10 for it.
Comics are made to be read.
We've said before that this artwork is near actual size, isn't it? Or getting there.
Pretty close. Still slinking in.
That second panel's a Buscema pose, isn't it? With the hunchback and looking round.
Yeah. Yeah,
Fantastic.
I'm liking this. The hand in front,
Yeah,
really
and
nice.
his eyes as well. That's just
Yeah.
classic.
If you think about it, it's a good appointment getting Vinny on this because there's a lot of blacks. So
Yeah.
he's not going to get in trouble, is he?
He's not going to get a huge amount wrong.
Sugar here says, "Hey, Mike, Jimmy, I seen you were live streaming the other day. What is that? IML? Would I would have dropped into the chat, but by the time I noticed, you had ended it. Wow, that just meant you were on time, Sugar, for your usual. You're early today. Joining us now, Mr. Mike Jimmy.
Mike, how are you doing?
Mike,
Woo!
how you doing,
Morning,
my
Mike.
friend? So good to see you.
It's been too long. Yeah,
has.
life is weird.
Is everything
And-
okay though? You're doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right by now. So I had a pretty bad accident in November that broke my hip. So I am now part cyborg.
Mm.
So they gave me
That
a
makes you
prosthetic hip.
special.
Yeah,
That's the right way to say it. But yeah, we moved, so this is welcome to the attic. This is my new workspace together with my wife.
I'm blowing you up, Mike Jimmy. Make sure you introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah. So let me make myself big for a second.
There you are.
Go.
Hey,
folks.
back it in. It's live.
My
Mike
goodness,
Jimmy
it looks like you're doing business there. Holy
I
crap.
know,
Yeah.
it's weird.
Look at that. I love it.
I'm Mike Jimmy de Bruin, creator of Lava Cora and CEO of Furries and Ents, and I have been a comic creator since 2017 and been making pilot animation since 2022, so 3 years already as well. And yeah, I do stuff. I like to hang out with people. I like to hang out here. I really missed hanging out, but after getting a kid and yeah, everything else, life has been all over. And so, yeah, we moved houses. It's been crazy. And my life got turned upside down, and I now am able to do Hung Animation, which is the show where I work on. And let me make myself smaller again. Yeah, let's see. I think
You're
go.
shrinking.
Shrinking. Oh no. Where I do stuff like this, where I'm currently animating
Oh,
a
look at
couple of
that.
wings.
Yeah.
But if you want the finished, let's see. I think I need that one.
Ooh.
No. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm working in OBS. It's let's see, full screen.
This is not a technical
properties.
demo.
Yeah, it's a very technical demo. Why is let's see. Why is it capturing that one? It should be capturing this one.
Eternity. There we are.
There we go. Main cam should still be on top. And so let's see. Let me open an actual video. So I have been doing a study of Evinrude, if you guys have seen The Rescuers, because that is the kind of flying that I want for the flying creature in the pilot.
It's been a
Let me
while.
grab a finished scene. There we go. And it's on the wrong. Of course it would be on the wrong.
Good job we're not
screen.
talking about the Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
There we are. Look at that. Sweet.
So,
Do it
yeah.
again. Do it again.
Give me
Yeah,
one
do it
second.
again. Do it again.
Hey,
Sweet.
nice. Look at that.
Love it.
Yeah, I got plenty more because I have been busy. Let's see.
Cool.
Very pretty.
Like the twist at the end.
There we go.
Yeah. Kind of a faltering there that makes it look real. It's all good.
Let's see.
Little wiggle.
The one that I'm working on right now is this, where I'm working on the wings. Because, yeah, the whole background and everything is done. I just need to get the wings ready.
Yeah.
And for some.
Sweet. Love it. Ah. Cool.
There we go.
That's great.
So let me
Good.
put myself back up and go back to the actual work. But yeah, so that's what keeps me busy. One of the many things, really. And yeah, so I have been unable to do a lot for the last half year. But it's slowly getting back there. And I'm getting used to life as a dad, which helps. And other than that, because I had too much free time, because I was in a wheelchair.
Never a good place to be.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I started a new comic.
Sweet.
So this is.
Oh, look at that.
Hold on. I can do that better. Let's see.
While you're looking for that, we'll ask Leslie what he thinks.
Nice beaver.
Thank you. I just had it stuffed.
Let me help you with that.
There we are.
Tidy beaver. Tidy. Tidy beaver.
Be sure to dust it off before using again.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Looking good,
This
man.
Is
Really good.
about a sage owl fighting a dragon.
Sweet.
So this is all traditional inks. It's actually traditional pencils as well, because I couldn't reach my computer because I was
It was
On
on
a
a
wheelchair.
wheelchair.
Yeah.
yeah, no, well, yeah, but like my apartment where we lived was on the 4th floor without any elevator. So that's why we moved, because
It's a bit too far to reach a keyboard.
Mhm.
So we spent the last half year with my mother-in-law, because I could move the wheelchair all around the house there.
Ah.
And yeah. This
You're
is
walking
what-
now, though.
I'm walking now. I
Yeah,
got a cane, but
Good.
Good.
Good to hear.
there we go.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice.
That's it so far. Oh no, wait. We got one more page. Come on. Why won't you zoom in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go. So yeah, this is going to be 48 pages. So I got a while to
Lovely.
go.
Cool.
But yeah.
Looking real big. Real big. Looking real good.
Real big.
Real
Real
big.
big.
Speaking of real big.
Speaking
we
of big.
Big,
Yeah.
Yeah.
big treasury here.
Flip that page. We've seen that.
Sneaking in.
Oh, it's gone all pixelated again. Don't move your camera.
No, it looks good here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah.
No, I mean off of the camera. But I'm
Yeah, it was
looking at it on a
local.
large board. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll go into view eventually.
Yeah. It'll get it. Yeah, it's coming. You can see it scanning.
Really?
Yeah.
I got a great picture here.
But it's because it's local to you.
Yeah.
Do I need to refocus?
No.
No.
No,
Just
Don't touch it.
don't do anything.
It'll be fine.
Little-
It'll come.
that little stopper on the end of his gun there. That must be for the air cartridge or something.
Is that Jasper Sitwell?
Yeah, I think so. Stunned into momentary inaction,
There you
Jungle
go.
Prince
Nice and clear now.
does as he is bidden, and within 1 minute. Yeah. Afraid you heard me correctly, Inspector. I didn't actually.
That's it. It's getting clear now.
The murder.
Yeah, I won't be a James
weird.
Bond, Sugar, but at least I can still be the next. God, what was it? What was the guy called? The doctor.
Professor X.
No. There's this really grumpy doctor.
Blofeld.
No, it's a drama series. But the guy walks around with a cane as well.
How is
that's
it gonna-
House.
House? Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
I could still be the next House. But we need short hair, and I got an opinion about that. But hey.
And you say you've got a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes?
Yeah, so Aurora is asleep, so I can sneak in and get some work done and hang out with you guys for a little bit. But she should be awake in about half an hour to an hour.
Always welcome whenever you can. So good to have you aboard. A fellow lefty, Barbarian says.
Oh yeah.
Ben Sabar, voice actor. Glad you're here, Ben. Looks great.
Thank you.
Broke your hip, Mike Jimmy. There goes your chance of being the next James Bond. Yeah.
Exactly. I can be the next House though.
Could help form the next Doom Patrol, though, since you're in a wheelchair. There you go. Absolutely. Ops a Grim Reaper in a colorful outfit. Thor upset reading the newspaper.
That is a very cheerful colored Grim Reaper.
Yeah. The Panther accused assassin. I just returned from battling the Sleeper. Intended to visit them when I stopped in to battle these petty thugs. And now they're dead. A newfound friend believed guilty? Sugar says, glad the baby's doing all right, Mike Jimmy. You are blessed, sir.
I absolutely agree. I could not have gone through the last half year without my wife and little one. So yeah, no. They've been a huge support, and same for my mother-in-law. Like, I'm absolutely blessed with the people around me.
There's a shoom, if there was ever a shoom.
Oh, look at that.
John moving that head down so that it makes sure all that dialogue can get in.
I mean, that's really good page planning, especially considering how much text is really in there.
Yeah, it's very wordy, isn't it?
Yeah. Goliath.
Well, Stan is on it.
That explains.
It's Roy Thomas, isn't it? It's written it.
Yeah.
Is it Roy? Oh, right.
Yeah,
That is Roy.
Oh.
Yep.
John's art in this is just. It's probably doing this at 5 pages a day or something and knocking it out.
Yeah, I was just thinking that I don't know. It looks to me like Coletta's inking from very rough pencils because there's like some of the heads are too small, and I would like if you look on that first page, last panel, that guy in green, the Reaper there, his head's a bit small again. And I would just wonder if any other kind of embellisher would have fixed that.
I think you're giving Vinny too much credit.
Well, I'm just trying to not show that John Buscema's human.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that, would we?
Yeah.
Just it you know, there was obviously times when he was knocking it out. Do you know what I mean? He was getting the pages done, and it's still fabulous stuff.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, also, would he just be getting
genius.
used to doing? He would just be getting used to doing superhero work, right?
Yeah.
When was this published? Not this. Is this a new story in this book?
Oh no, this is a reprint from Avengers number 52.
Oh right, so this is way back in the 60s then.
I believe it's 52. That's what the cover image back here showed.
Yeah.
Classic cover.
Yeah.
Oh, classic cover.
So this will be a few months after his Shield debut, where Kirby did the layouts.
Probably, yeah.
And then he went into the full book, didn't he? Because Stanley was obviously impressed with him, like, you know, who wouldn't be? Right. I'm just trying to put a position of the timeline, you know.
Maybe he's not secure about drawing mouths. He's throwing a hand up there in front of a couple of mouths there.
Maybe that's Vinny, and he's redrawn that hand.
Could be.
Vinny drawing a hand.
Yeah.
Yes, so he could fill it in black.
That's a big ask.
You can see his inking at work here.
Yeah.
Look at how rough shod this looks. Just a real quick job there.
Yeah, quick and dirty.
Yeah. Yes,
but he wouldn't miss the deadline.
You became virtually an Avenger in order to destroy it from within. This giant man, but I shall not. Though you dwarf me, I'm at least your equal in power. Yeah.
You know it's hard when it's a crash with a K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
K Rash. So Braca. I think Katak. It's a mighty big gun he's holding. Pretty unusual for a standard issue police.
Look, they're in a city with superheroes. Of course, they gotta have heavy duty.
That's true.
You gotta have to and be able to do something. Mm-hmm. Mainly missing, but you know. And have them actually shooting someone.
Has escaped. Yeah. The true aim of a stormtrooper, too.
Well, that's an odd angle, that bottom left, isn't it?
Here?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing special.
Yeah, different angle on every panel.
Ain't nothing special.
Look at the beak.
Showing the acrobatic ability of the Panther. And here again, I don't want to draw that cowl. There we are. He's only in that mask for a few months, few issues. Classic pose, looking over his shoulder. Usually there'd be an open hand there.
Yeah.
That balloon is.
There probably was when he put that little side of the helmet in black.
They had to bleed the lettering over into the next panel.
Yeah.
On this. It's an unusual looking balloon.
That looks like two drawings, that hand, doesn't it? On the second page at the bottom. You know, the silhouette and then the hand. It looks a bit odd. It's because of the blue, isn't it? That dropped us to the.
Yeah.
There he is with one of those advanced weapons they got from S.H.I.E.L.D. last week.
Yeah.
Crap.
You know, you got to have a special gun for the Panther, right?
Yeah. Rakathak.
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 What?
Wasn't that a group in the 80s?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some quick movements from Hawkeye there.
Look at that. Dead? Don't you believe it, blue boys? We've been alive all along. But now we couldn't. Till now we couldn't move. All right, who'd have guessed?
Then those electrical bursts awakened you almost instantly. But how? Yeah. We'll fill you in on the details as soon as we're sure of them ourselves. Right now, it looks like I've got a wounded rescuer to take care of. You winged the Panther.
This split revolver, that is peak. That is some high quality. Yeah.
High quality scripting there. Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Robin Hood would be proud.
Now we've got some real inking now by George Klein. Is it George Klein? Yeah, George Klein.
Yes.
Look at that. I mean,
behold the vision.
Just look at it. How good is that? And you can really see Buscema's, especially that face, can't you, coming through?
Quite a change from the previous page.
Yeah.
That is such a difference.
This is classic. This is.
He has Buscema has a he's like not like Gene Colan, but he has that kind of movement in his figures, doesn't he?
That is the movement. Yeah, he's the what's the artist? Oh God, it's gone out of my brain.
More coffee, more tea for you.
No. Yeah, more coffee for me. God, I'm struggling this morning.
I hear you. Same here.
Just this morning.
Yeah. He's the Renaissance artist.
Van Gogh?
No, Van Gogh isn't Renaissance.
I was going to say that's too late for Renaissance.
Da Vinci.
Not Da Vinci. He's the other one.
It's the other one.
What about
yes,
Michelangelo?
Michelangelo, that's it. God, I can't do anything with my brain this morning. Although I did know that Van Gogh was not the Renaissance. He's the Michelangelo of comics. That's his thing, isn't it? That's what people call him because of the flow, because of the way that he expresses the anatomy. He's just fantastic. He's just absolutely fantastic. It's his expression, the expression he gets, the body language, just brilliant. Even when people do when he puts them in really weird poses, like that pose there where he's pointing at her. Why would you ever point at anyone like? No, the top. Why would you ever do that? But it's because it works for comics. It's over expression. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It's overacting, but you need it for comics.
Over exaggeration, yeah.
Hardcore. Yeah. It's
absolutely.
Yeah. And trying to get that into your own work is hard because what you're trying to do is you're trying to create characters that are believable. And so you make these characters and you put them in positions, and then you think, yeah, but there's something lacking from that panel. It's not exciting enough. And that's what John used to do completely naturally. It was just in him.
I think it's melodrama, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but that's what comics are. Well, certainly superhero comics are.
Yeah.
That's what they're based on. Yeah,
They're just exaggerations of
yeah,
reality. aren't they?
and the way he extends his anatomy as well. He stretches it and falls with it. It's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
See that top panel on the second page where she's pointing at where he's pointing at the girl. That anatomy is very skinny for
Yeah,
Buscema,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. Also, it's kind of a bit off in places, but it doesn't matter. What he's done is he's accentuated it in order to make the point, and so it works.
Well, if you look at the very first panel on the left-hand page, there's something wrong with that leg.
Yeah, something a bit weird going on there. Yeah.
It doesn't fit to his.
But the other thing is like we're saying, not only is he able to do this, he's able to do it at speed.
Yeah.
And he's knocking this stuff out and just moving to the next page, and it's always exciting. It's always just it's a joy to look at and to read.
And that is the whole key to this, is remembering they were on hard deadlines here and performing incredibly fast.
Yeah. I mean, look at
Wow. Look at that.
And that's the thing too. Like, you were on a hard deadline. Sometimes, like, they had a pretty high standard of good enough, but they had to settle with good enough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What happened to his arm on that middle panel? First page.
Here.
Oh, they just cut it off. Yeah.
Yeah, just cut it off. You didn't need it. It's not important for that panel.
Around the corner.
You're going to spend 3 seconds looking at it. So, yeah.
Could have easily continued that on.
Yeah, so probably what they did is actually just resize that panel by the looks of it, because his
Maybe.
feet are coming out as well.
He's already violating the panel.
Yeah, I don't know. But resizing back in those days was a lot harder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It was
fair.
like a computer process. I think he's just not drawn it.
You had to know how to work a camera back then.
Yeah.
In order to get that.
It's brilliant though.
Mm-hmm.
And over the rain as well. Just too good, eh? Too good.
You
Jumps
see,
for goalposts.
It's like you said, the angles.
Mm.
None of the angles are boring.
No, it's super interesting. All of it.
They're not straight on. They're not boring.
Yeah, and the angles themselves are exciting. They're melodramatic in the same way that he's drawing. It's brilliant. It's just so vibrant.
I mean, who thinks? She's thinking, and who thinks? Okay, Jan baby. You know, I don't think okay, Glenn baby. When I'm thinking something.
Yeah, but you're not funky and cool and from the 60s.
There you go.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
I'm not far from the 60s. I'm not in my 60s.
You're from the 50s, Daddy-O. Daddy-O.
Yeah.
Frankly, he doesn't look like the type to be taken out by your wasp stings. I'm as much in the dark as you, Hank. Why didn't we give him the once over at Avengers HQ after you write me for a check for my window, that is? Oh, so why don't we give him a once over at Avengers HQ after you write me a check for my window? It's not like she's rich or anything. There we are, Black Widow hanging from the ceiling.
That second panel there where she's hanging from the ceiling, he drew that when he came back from the pub. And then he liked it so much that sorry, I'll just leave it where it is.
Casually.
What a completely different look. It's pretty obvious. They switched her over to spandex.
Yeah. Pretty gorgeous, aren't she?
Yeah.
How was that Jenna guy as Hawkeye in the film? Was he called Jenna?
No idea.
Renner?
Renner, that's it. Renner. How was his portrayal? I've never seen it. Was it good?
He was okay. Didn't quite had the attitude of Hawkeye from the comics, but it was all right. He ended up picking up a wife and some kids.
Right.
Yeah. They really didn't play up much his romance with Widow. They did kind of gloss over that they were in the field a couple times together. They've already dropped Panther back to his full mask here.
Yeah, it looks far better, doesn't it?
So much cooler. Yeah. Almost look like a bear with the cowl like that. It's a lot more cat-like in this.
Look at that top panel on the first page. The way they're getting the fuck out of there quick. The angle of it.
Yeah.
The way the arms are waving everywhere and the gun's there and they're saying, what's all this? And then they get to the car and he comes through the windscreen. But look at the composition of that very first panel and the position. Like Russ says, it's the angle and the action, the movement, everything is in there. And
there's so much power there.
That could have just been talking heads or straight on.
It's a good thing he's got his seatbelt on here too.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like every single panel that has the rain effect on it, the rain moves exactly in the direction of the action.
Yes. Yes.
The wind changes constantly.
Yeah. It's a storm. Now he's talking into his mother box.
Yeah. Goliath says it's a synthesoid panther, a name I once coined for an artificial human. Hawkeye remembers that I used to be trying to develop such a thing, but I never. Wait, he's starting to move, to breathe again. Though I still can't guess what made him stop.
Dun, dun, dun.
He got zapped by a wasp sting. Barrett in the House, great comic. Thank you. Yes. Lots of fun. We're looking at the Treasury, Marvel Treasury edition number 7. Reprinting 4 great Avengers.
Just turn back. First page, bottom panel. He's literally whacked those guys into the next panel, hasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Then he's carrying them.
Casually.
Yep.
Like you do Wonders Reach Out.
Luggage.
Full face mask.
Yeah, that too.
Much
yeah, that cowl didn't last long. Just wasn't cool.
It's so bloody cool, that full mask.
Yeah.
Look, sorry, go back again. Sorry.
That's what.
That middle panel on the right-hand side, second from last. There, look at the way he's looking there with his arms folded.
Yeah.
I just love Black Panther.
Yeah.
It's just the coolest.
Well, that was one of the reasons why Spider-Man was so good, because his face was covered, and they ruined it by giving those huge eyes, didn't they?
But it's not just the covering of the face; it's the whole thing. We're in an era where Marvel is incredibly colourful. All the colours are basic colours because of the printing system. So everybody's got really colourful costumes, and this guy turns up in like this black, dark blue costume, like with no face and ears, and you're like, "Oh, this guy's cool."
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
and like I say, the stripes in the gloves were genius to me. I just love that, and it's just such a cool costume and a cool character as well.
Mm-hmm. Sent to destroy you, and destroy you I must. Merely two men, you underestimate your opponent, fools. A mere concentration of willpower and like he's an android, he's got willpower. And a battering ram itself could not move me. He just flexed his muscles. T'Challa and I were tossed off like flapjacks.
Still, he's working hard. His mileage range must be severely shortened. Look at that costume on Hawkeye, eh? That's a costume.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
used to love Hawkeye's costume. Just takes you back, doesn't it?
It does.
It's so emotive.
Takes you right back to good comics.
Yeah.
That it is. Yes.
There's still a few of us trying to make good comics.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a Buscema pose, isn't it? Where he's sitting down holding his head.
Yeah.
That's
Isn't it?
could,
Yeah.
that could be Diablo or anybody, couldn't it?
That melancholy pose he's so good at.
Mephisto.
Yeah, Mephisto. Yeah, it's very regal, isn't it? The way he sits.
Yeah.
Like I think
Yeah.
did he do Loki sitting like that in Thor as well?
There's a great Loki image. of him
Conan.
sitting here.
Conan, he
Yeah.
has in that pose quite often. Yeah.
There's also a great Cole one as well, where he's sitting thinking on his throne.
It's also I saw it recently. What is it? Oh yeah, that Russ Leach guy did a really good pose of Cull in his chair in the first book.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Homage.
I know.
See another great one in volume 4 coming up. It'll be good.
Still
Oh,
though.
good.
Yeah.
Still good.
Not to be measured to this man, but yeah. What a night. Look. Oh, just
Look at that
everything.
hand compared to that
Yeah.
face.
And where he's wiping his brow, the vision on the left hand side there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just oh. So I was saying about the body language, he just does it so well.
Mhm.
Right the way down to just that static pose that he's got there on the top panel on the right hand page of Vision.
Yep.
Even though it's quite a static pose, there's still movement in it.
Mhm.
There's a little flick of the cloak, and one leg in slightly in front of the other. His body's slightly twisted. It's not stiff.
Like the way they draw the cowl here on the cape
Mm.
down to a point like that. They stopped doing that real quick. Nice touch. A large hand.
It's just a massive 70s collar, really.
Yeah. Big hands. We all know what that means.
He's
Big-
really good with an arrow.
Big gloves. Big gloves.
Big gloves, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. His second incarnation as well, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
I don't know when this was, but bit of a bulkier Ultron. I like that.
Yeah. Is that the old alley oop?
Alley-oop.
That arm is very long though.
Sorry. Yeah, kind of out of shape too. Muscles.
Yeah.
Right. Doesn't have to be though. It's just got to look good.
Yeah.
Fuck. With one blow, he knocked every bit of wind out of me. And I'm still able to think. Yeah. A sudden shrinking moment later, even as Hank Pym's mighty frame lands dozens of feet below, a hulking form looms over him. Its inhuman face, a mask of lethal menace. Wham.
That girl, that wasp looks like Betty Brant, doesn't she?
Yeah. It's the hairstyle.
Yeah.
Got to be practical.
When did we find out that he had the same brainwaves as the original Human Torch?
It's not until later. They really
That
convoluted.
was in the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, they really convoluted his origin up something terrible.
Yeah. And then also that Power Man had the same.
Yeah, Wonder Man. Yeah.
Wonder Man, sorry, had the same.
Oh, he was Wonder Man and Power Man. I'm pretty sure he
Yeah,
was
it was
Power
both,
Man
yeah,
originally. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to take that name, though, to keep DC from doing a male counterpart to Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
That's why Spider Woman and She-Hulk were created.
When was that? The 80s?
Yeah, late 80s, I think, early 90s.
I had Wonder Man in the late 60s in my comic.
There you go. There was a Wonder Man in the Golden Age, too.
Right.
Just like Amazing Man. Wonder Comics had a Wonder Man for a few issues from Fawcett. They were told by DC to cut it out. So they stopped doing Wonder Man, did Captain Marvel instead. And then ignored all the cease and desist for Captain Marvel. Said, sue us if you gotta, you know.
And they didn't.
It took them till after the war to
Right.
do it. And then the court battle lasted for like 5 years.
Oh,
It was
God.
crazy.
Oh boy.
What was the outcome?
Fawcett promised not to print Captain Marvel anymore. They were already starting to see their sales drop on the title.
So they went 5 years in court, costing loads of money, and then said, okay.
Yeah, Fawcett, I think, gave them a couple $100,000, which is pretty much covering the lawyer's expenses.
Well,
And they promised not to print Captain Marvel anymore. And then later in the 70s, Fawcett got their revenge when DC decided that they wanted to start printing Captain Marvel, just to kind of tick Marvel off, and the fact that they liked the idea behind Captain Marvel. For like 6 or 7 years, DC rented the character from Fawcett, and I'm sure paid them back more money than they received from Fawcett to stop printing it.
good.
Until they eventually convinced Fawcett just to sell the whole title to him. Then they ran into problems with Marvel, because Marvel already had Captain Marvel at that point and didn't want the words Captain Marvel or Marvel on a DC comic cover. So they ended up calling him Shazam, which I think is a big mistake. They should have gone back and called him Captain Thunder or something like that. A lot better than calling him after the wizard that gave him his power. But yeah, comic history, lots of fun. And Marvel got the rights to the words Captain Marvel because a guy was doing a Captain Marvel comic because he knew the copyright had lapsed. And that particular Captain Marvel was dressed in purple and his body split up whenever he said split. So kind of an absurd character.
So it's Captain Split.
Yeah, Captain Split. Marvel went in and bought the name off of him to keep him from printing any more Captain Marvel comics, and then did Marvel to try to keep it
Captain
different.
Split.
From,
If he was with a
Red
group
cheese.
of people and he wanted them to run in different directions and he said split, would he
Yeah.
split up? Would
Yeah.
be in trouble, wouldn't
He was
Yeah,
in the
his
Hair
arm-
Bear bunch.
yeah,
Hey, let's
arm-
split.
his arms and his hands went in one direction, his legs and his feet went in another direction. Said went in another direction. Yeah,
he? He could have achieved that by setting up a grenade next to him.
pretty much. And he was an android like Vision. It had to be, at least, or it would have been a mess.
Yeah.
What color did you use there?
Eight panels on that page.
Mhm.
I'm going to jump at you. Well, you're going to jump through me. Ah,
No. Ah!
to your own utter annihilation. Boom. Oh no, arg. Gone in one shattering instant is the mysterious, sinister threat of Ultron 5. And in that self-same moment, the walls have stopped and the proverbial Nick. Then the Vision was on our side and he succeeded. It has to be. My robot captor collapsed like a puppet with clipped strings. Something happening, but what? Yeah. And yeah, he got blown apart. So his head was sitting in a lot somewhere for some kid.
So we finally got a talking heads.
Yeah.
That's a classic page though.
Yeah, got a kid.
This page
Right.
here with
Yeah.
the kid kicking it around. Yeah. Kicking
And
the can.
the what did he take that from? What did Roy Thomas take that from?
I don't know.
When they and his King of Kings, look at my works, ye mighty and despair. Is it from the Bible?
No,
Was-
it's from
there was an
the.
Aussie-
It's
Aussie-
from the. It's from Egyptian text. It's in Watchmen, isn't it?
Is it?
Later than this, it's
Right.
it's Egyptian text. I'm not sure.
Met
Book
a
of the Dead
traveler
or
from
something.
an antique land
Book of the
who
Dead.
said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions red which yet survives, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed, and on the pedestal these words appear, my name is Ozymandias, King of King, look at the works, ye mighty in despair. Nothing beside remains round the decay of the colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Trying to be fancy and philosophical.
Hmm.
Maybe PBR says, maybe from Lord of the Rings. Their wedding invitation. Wasp is marrying Yellow Jacket. It can't be. The Wasp is getting married in a few hours to a man the world had never heard of only days ago.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's more to this than meets the eye. There must be.
Russell, get this. That invitation should be for Warren Mitchell, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
This is John Mike Esposito inking. Sam Rosen doing the letters. Nice thumb there, gloved thumb.
Lovely.
A little bit
Look at
more
that.
open on the layout here.
Look at that
Lovely
cool-
work.
Look at that cool 60s dude on the right with the little
Yeah.
pipe.
his little beard.
That's great, isn't it?
But just look at the way they're all stand. I mean, it's just the dynamics of real motion. And it's comic book, so it's all accentuated and melodramatic. But
Yeah.
even the people that are standing still have movement in them.
Yeah.
John's work was just
That girl looks
best.
like.
Even when you're setting
Yeah.
it there, he's got one foot on the chair.
Look at
Yeah.
look at Jarvis leaning against the door,
shocked.
trying to stop people coming in, and you know.
Yeah.
And Cap suddenly put his shield on his back. He's got it on his back, then in his arm, and then on his back.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably because he just didn't want to draw backs that day. What? How does it connect to his back?
How does what?
The
Shield.
Yeah,
Oh, magnetics
in the costume.
on the shield. Yeah, and on the straps.
Yeah.
Either that or he's strapped in here over his shoulder.
Sometimes I think I saw him drawn with almost like straps around his shoulders when he had
Yeah,
the shield in his
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. Although that, of course, is ridiculous because as soon as you take it off, you'd have these flappy straps everywhere.
You'd have a rough time getting it on and off anyway.
Yeah.
It's a bit. Just a minute, Doctor Doom, while I rearrange my straps on my shield. I won't be
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to it now.
Oh, don't you just hate these buckles?
And don't you just hate it when people put their shoes on your furniture? Look at the Hawkeye there. How disrespectful is that with his boot on the chair?
Yeah.
Get your bloody shoes on.
Hawkeye's not taking any of your crap today, mate.
Well, he'd be going through the window if he did that in my house.
Would that make you a tosser?
Oh, British joke.
I don't think I need to do anything to be that.
You don't need to
It's awesome.
dignify that remark either.
Some British words should never be said by an American.
If that were the case, they'd never speak, would they?
Yeah.
Hello.
Pretty much. We got a word of the day today too, by the way.
Oh, another one?
Just so you know. Yeah, just another one.
Oh, she's angry.
He gets a bit wordy, our Roy, doesn't he?
She's angry and gorgeous all at the same time.
Well, she's gorgeous because she's angry.
Yeah.
Look at the look
Telling
on
them
his
all
face.
Telling them all to back off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mary
I like
Yellow
the ink.
Jacket, whether they like it or not.
I like the inking in this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
Very
the
light
expression
touch.
on that guy at the bottom panel there with the glasses. Look at the expression on his face.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then the guy turning to the camera on the far right.
Yeah,
That's such a classic that he used. I mean, Kirby used to do that, and so did
Yeah.
Buscema. Use that sort of turning over the shoulder and looking at the reader.
Yeah.
Whether it be in a cover or a panel or a splash or whatever. It's such a clever thing to do to make eye contact.
look
Showing
at the
something very wrong with the catering company here. Yeah.
Yeah.
look at that second panel with the whatever he's got under that lid. Look at the space, the way he's standing. It's standing like one of those coppers on those YouTube things, trying to make himself look big.
Yeah.
He's only the chef. He doesn't have to. He's not Superman. He doesn't have to stand like that.
It's a very action pose, isn't it?
Yeah. And who's the girl to the right with what's she all about?
That's a little maid. Yeah. It's real exaggerated supervillain stance. That
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Oh dear.
But that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, it is exactly.
Yeah.
It's just things like this that make it fun as well. Like Jarvis is saying to the guy, he says, "I trust our special deactivating device got through our alarm system without incident." And you'd say, "What?
What?
What are you talking about?" No, we
that's quite helpful.
We just walked through the front door. Oh no, he's got a gun.
Sure, I don't know what. Wait, this tray is empty. Then you're not.
Look at him hanging up on the hook.
Yep. He's hooked.
Oh dear.
Luckily, they didn't kill him. And here, there's just some pots hanging in midair.
Yeah.
It's for fun. There you
Well, we're going to find out who he is now. We turn over. The
go. You know
vengeance
how the story
of
goes, right?
the ringmaster. And he's suddenly got his clothes on.
Yeah.
The way look at the way they're sitting.
Yeah,
They're
just
sitting there
his
lighting up a
cigar.
cigarette. And,
Yeah.
and the guy who's taking his top hat off.
Chewing a
Yeah,
stogie there.
it's
Yeah.
so brilliant.
Good thing we all had our costumes in our pocket. Here we are.
Yeah.
Now we'll change.
Oh, it's crystal.
Yeah, it is.
And of course, we've got to change into our costumes to make it worthwhile. We
Can't
can't
be
just
super
carry.
villains without proper
Yeah.
super villain outfits. Yeah.
Look at her in the wedding dress. Looks just like Jackie Kennedy, doesn't she?
Yeah,
The suit.
I tell you what used to do my head in, and Stan Lee started this, and then Roy took over. Is that bit there where it says on the first panel where it says, "Don't forget our real mission, brother mine." You know, and you think, oh, who talks like that?
Again, that was 60s lingo.
I
That was
know,
hip, cool mod stuff.
I'll be honest. I've never heard anybody say that out loud.
no, they never did.
There's a lot of hip 60s lingo in all of the comics from the time. And I don't know, you watch films and you don't hear them talk like that.
Well, it's Stan Lee speak, isn't it? What did MJO used to say? She used to say something
Tiger.
Tiger.
Tiger, yeah.
Face it, Tiger,
You
you
just-
hit the jackpot.
You've hit the jackpot, Tiger. Really? Well, my bonds just come in. No, I didn't mean it like that.
All right, I gotta hop because I got a toddler that just woke up. And I
Mike,
gotta
Jimmy,
tend to that.
deeply appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah,
nice
no.
to see
Tell
you.
folks how they can find you on your way out the door there.
You can find me on Facebook as Mike Jimmy Lorsha de Bruin. Ferriesfinance.com is currently offline because it was starting to be very expensive and didn't make its money back. And I'm looking for a different host where I can sell things a little easier. But yeah, if you look for Fairies and Ants or Mike Jimmy de Bruin, you will find me everywhere. Including here on the Indie Comics Network on Mondays, 8 a.m. Eastern or 2 p.m. Central European Time for Hung and Animation, where, well, I finished this sequence, so I can actually show it off. I do stuff like this. And it suddenly doesn't want to properly load.
Let's
Of
do
course it
it.
doesn't
There
want
you
to.
go. Hey.
Yeah, like the wings sequence is done, so I'm not coloring it blue. So there we go.
Yeah. Looking good, man.
But, yeah, we're gonna keep working on that, and hopefully, within 2 years, this pilot is finally gonna be done. No promises.
Quality
yeah.
takes time. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks
Guys,
again, Mike Jimmy. We'll see
Thanks,
you
Mike.
soon. I hope.
Yep.
Yeah,
Take
take
care.
care.
Take care, guys. Later.
Mike.
John's a lot more wide open on his layouts on this. 3 panels, 4 panels.
Yeah.
It's really moving along. A lot more open. Look at Sue's outfit here.
I think, can we not just have a wedding without a supervillain turning up?
There, you're pretty
like-
as a picture out of Millie the model, no less. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like on Dallas when the Ewings used to have their barbecue. There was always a fight, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Always. That's typical soap
They
opera.
were not having one this week. Let's just don't fight the people who fight us. Let's just have a nice time.
Can't have a big event without there being something happen. That's all soap opera devices. Plotting. Now we're all just gathered in the living room in costume. Even the X-Men are there.
That Ben's a bit dodgy, isn't it? Ben Grimm.
Yeah.
Line around him.
He's probably wrecking that chair too.
Yeah.
It's had enough invitations to invite Spider-Man and Nick Fury. And the X-Men. Not to mention Daredevil.
Is that the Black Knight at the far back? Was that-
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black Knight.
Spider-Man having a word with Nick Fury. Nice hair.
Yes.
Hey, aren't you the wrong color? Damn colors.
Did Buscema ever draw the book Spider-Man? I
I
don't
think he did. He did one or so. He did very, very little. It wasn't for him, I don't think.
I don't.
But I'm
I don't
sure
remember
he did
him
draw.
doing a lot of it. Yeah.
No, he didn't. He didn't go any long runs or anything. I think he must have done a fill-in at some point.
I don't think he's a superhero artist, is he? Really?
I know.
Oh no, he
Cell-
didn't like superheroes.
No.
Right.
He was, as far as I'm aware, listening to, reading the comments are supposedly allotted to him in the interviews and what have you. He wasn't really much of a superhero fan.
Yeah.
What he really liked was drawing Conan.
Yeah.
That was what he really loved drawing.
See that, can't you?
And you can see it, can't you? Yeah, he absolutely
Yeah.
just loved it. He wasn't keen on drawing cars and buildings and stuff. He preferred animals and people and dragons and, and he drew beautiful women, and that was what he was really good at.
Yeah.
But although he could draw anything, that was the magic of the man. But what he really loved doing was the Conan stuff, as far as I'm aware. So
Yeah.
I think he was quite I think he downplayed his own work a little bit as well, comics in general. I think he would be maybe a little surprised at how we pore over his work and see it in the way that we do. This is just from what I can tell. I may be wrong, but he was certainly humble, and he just loved drawing, didn't he? He just drew all the time. The guy, he was constantly.
Yeah, he was buried with a pencil in his hand. I read somewhere.
Was he really? I didn't know that. Wow. Yeah, I mean, he was just. That's him. Yeah.
Not surprised at all.
Yeah, apparently on his original, I've never seen his original artwork, but on the back of it, there's lots of drawings and everything. Just turn the page over,
yeah,
put the artboard over and draw on it. When he wasn't drawing, he was drawing.
It's probably working anatomy studies out in his head.
Yeah, that's not a very good Ben Grimm, though, is it?
Not at all. Oh,
I think that's down to the inking.
kind of a mess.
Hold on.
Ben's not an easy character, though.
No, but he's basically only going over what's there, so it's not a good drawing for me.
No, sorry, I wasn't looking at the page. I was looking at something else. I was thinking of the previous one. But yeah, no, that's all John.
Mighty big eyes.
It's all this. This is what, and I never liked this when I was 14. She says, "'Tis a lucky lassie I am indeed." It's like, where's Dr. Doom when you need him?
There you go. The Amazing Spider-Man, The Night of the Prowler. That was John Buscema.
Right. What number was that?
I don't know. Oh, Spider-Man 78.
Yeah.
Right.
So I know he did do some.
Right.
But he didn't do a lot. I don't think he particularly liked Spider-Man.
if he drew 78, that means John Romita must have been not doing it for some reason.
It's probably either working on an annual or he was ill, unable to do it.
That's what I'm saying. I think he only did fill-ins per se. I don't think he did a run. No.
Yeah.
Right.
I know his brother Sal worked on Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man for a long run and did a lot of the Marvel team-ups that had Spider-Man in it.
Yeah.
He's another underrated artist, isn't he?
Sal is brilliant.
Sal Buscema is fantastic.
Yeah. I don't think he has the the deft touch of John. He doesn't have the kind of it's almost like the difference between poetry and a novel, or classical literature and a spy thriller.
Right.
It's like John's got this sort of this poetic flow to his balance and energy and just the way that it's done. And yet Sal is all about the wham bam. Do you know what I mean? He's a proper comic book artist, full on. I love Sal. His art is very to the point. Do you know what I mean?
And he's got a lot of super hero dynamic standbys that he leans back on a lot. Sal does positioning and pose, and it works. It works incredibly well.
I enjoyed
his Defender's work is fantastic.
Yeah,
I enjoyed Sal inking John. Was that in the Avengers for a while?
So I think he did it a couple times in different things.
Didn't John really enjoy Sal's inking?
Yeah,
Probably did.
I think
yeah.
he liked it. Yeah, I think he liked having Sal ink
I
as
don't
well.
like John inking John. I never really. I think his first few Avengers where he inked his own work. I thought he needed an inker or an
Yeah,
embellisher.
I think John's inks work on Conan.
Yeah.
Right.
The way that he inks Conan, I think that works because it's all in. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's so focused on it. But his inking, he doesn't. I don't know. I think he just doesn't seem to be that interested in the inking. He just wants. He wanted to just create, didn't he, and make the things happen.
Yeah.
But he was so into Conan that when he inked Conan, I think it's a magical thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like for instance,
really into it.
Yeah. So, for instance, seeing the pages of Fantastic Four penciled by Buscema and inked by Sinnott is an absolute marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't believe that John could have inked that better than Sinnott because it fitted. It was absolutely It worked absolutely. But then I've seen Sinnott ink Conan work, John's Conan work. And although it's still pretty and great, John's inks are better, in my view, for Conan.
I've never seen Sinnott on Conan.
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's just a few bits and pieces. Yeah. But yeah. So and you can see the difference. It's because of what it proves is it proves that some artists are better at certain genres.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why as an editor or as a writer, you go and pick an artist. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's not, you know, it's the truth. It's because obviously you're going to connect with certain genres and certain story types. And certainly, I mean, even though John could draw just about anything and was brilliant on superhero work, his Conan work is just out there, isn't it?
Well, I think that was one of the positive aspects of Lee working up at the office, is his ability to assign people the proper atmosphere for the book. You know, he had enough sense to take Romito off of Daredevil and put him on Spider-Man, and then move Jean into Daredevil because of the way Colin drew the body, you know, the human form,
but also
really added to that
the grittier nature
book,
of Daredevil compared to Spider-Man,
and then moving him and Tom Palmer to Dracula, it's just genius.
Oh yeah.
Absolute, you know, it's like assigning Buscema Conan, just a work of genius.
But you see, that's the thing that people get, that, you know, because obviously there's a big thing about the argument between Kirby and the other people that that should be, you know, they are the creators of what they did, and that you know, in sometimes Lee gets a bad rap, I think, from purists because. Yeah, he probably did overstep the mark as far as, you know, bigging himself up on those creator credits.
Way over.
But he did, exactly. But he did brilliant things like assigning the right people, and pushing in the right directions and making comics the way they were. You know, without Lee, we wouldn't have had the comic industry that we got. Yeah. So, you know,
and we've talked about that before with like Bill Gaines and Pat Mills being able to pull talent in and put them on the right projects.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just work, genius work. And a giant python coming out of the wedding cake.
You got to love a giant python.
Yes.
Ooh, that's what she said.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like Yellow Jacket saying, "This is a clue for you, love."
Help me, Yellow Jacket, quickly.
It's actually Reed Richards in disguise.
No,
there's not enough of that, is there? Because obviously there are other characters that are chameleon-like, but think about it. Reed Richards could do what he liked.
Goes back to the old joke and manipulating the ears in bed. Yeah.
Look at these lovely panels. And that top right panel with all the villains coming
dynamics at an angle. Yeah. Because it just wouldn't look right if it wasn't static. You know, you got
if it was flat on, it just wouldn't have the same impact.
Yep,
no.
Exactly. And here too, with the arm coming out towards you.
Smack.
Great stuff. Yeah.
Lack of sound effects. It's good.
Yeah, we've got another brother mine there.
Maybe he just likes talking like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Until it's 60 mod lingo. That's what it is. Just cool, daddy-o. Stuff, brother mine.
Damn. Thruh? Thruh?
And the big reveal nobody was expecting. Yellow Jacket is Goliath.
Oh no.
And even though he was out of his mind when he was Yellow Jacket, she's still going to make that that marriage stick.
Oh, girls always like the bad boys, don't they?
Yeah,
I knew it was him all along.
he's a big boy.
No, he's a big lad.
I think an issue or two before that, Yellow Jacket kissed her. That's when she knew who he was.
Did he have a split personality or something? I'm not 100% with the story.
He's always been mentally unstable. That Hank Pym. Yeah, that's what happened. He kind of got schizophrenic and turned into Yellow Jacket and told the Avengers that he buried Goliath in a backyard somewhere, shrunk him down, and stuck him in a backyard. But no, it was really him the whole time.
Oh, so really, Hank Pym is the Hulk, isn't he? When he gets mad or stressed, he turns into a giant.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of crossover in all of these powers.
Yeah.
Turns into a simp here. Wow, he cannot forget about that ineffectual fool, too full of fear and trembling to interfere with us. She can't die. She wait. Something's happening to me, but what? I have a strange feeling in my pants. Boom. Yellow Jacket is Goliath.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We all know that. Look at that. Wow.
And now everybody fights. And the clown has a cane with a gun.
Zink. Fuck.
I might as well challenge Bobby Fischer to a game of chess. While my Ray cane, for instance, it's totally useless. If its target declines to be a sitting duck, Black Panther says, missed. That jungle jumping jack and hit the vision, but he's still standing solid as a rock. This is a Zeke. Great. They tied up Hawkeye too. He had to rip his costume in order to get out.
It's crazy. Look at that top panel. He's zapping him. It says, "Did you forget you're facing one who has been called a walking solar battery? Don't worry, you'll only get sunburn."
You'll awaken with nothing but a mild sunburn. And you won't be able to see for a week, but that's okay.
Look
I
at
love that bottom panel.
yeah, and Hawkeye's up on a hook with his mate Jarvis.
Yeah.
With the COVID masks on.
Yeah.
40 years ahead of its time, this comic.
Look at that panel, the bottom right there, where they're all being marched away by the cops.
Yeah.
Just the energy in their steps and everything, the way they're so many of them leaned over, the way they're talking to each other. Ingenious.
Get me a lawyer. I know my rights. By now, pal, I'll bet you got them memorized.
Yeah. He says, that guy at the front says, "And why didn't Thor show? We never ever get a crack at that long haired Fink."
Fink!
Could you attend a wedding and battle a Silver Surfer at the same time?
Jeez.
Well, there you go.
If Thor were there, he'd have beaten them all up immediately.
Just stomped the ground, knocked them all
Yeah.
off balance, and tied them all up. Yeah. Fried them all with lightning.
There we
We're
go.
gonna have to stop here.
Buscema woman. Look at that.
Gorgeous. Look at that.
She tells him he ain't getting away. They're married now, so he's screwed,
So to speak.
so to speak. Yep. More ways than one. We'll save this for next week. We'll come back to
Okie
it.
dokie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we're
Good
into
eye.
it an hour and a half yet.
Good. Yeah.
So
I'm good with that.
we can properly drool over this great
Oh, that's
look
the
at that.
spread. That is the
Palmer.
spread. Look at
Isn't
that.
that great? Look
Isn't
at that.
beautiful?
Look at that.
There's your lesson of how to draw beautiful women.
That's Tom Palmer. Ink in there.
Oh, look at
Yeah,
that.
we'll look at that next week, folks. We're about halfway through the Treasury.
That's
All
great.
good.
Fantastic.
Marvel Treasury edition number 7. More next week. Great stories still coming. The Lady Liberators, and the last story is it's all Lady Liberators. Excellent. Yep.
Don't show too much.
No, won't show too much. We might have to look at something else as well.
Yeah, okay, we can do that.
Dig up some other great John Buscema Avengers work and take a look at that as well. Mighty Avengers, Marvel Treasury edition number 7. Folks, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being part of the chat. We'll stop it there, and want to thank everybody for stopping by. We'll look at it again next Friday. Go through that and probably a little extra. So Russ, why don't
Yeah.
you tell folks how they can find you?
I'm too large. What's going on?
You are.
mate?
What's up with your
Oh,
camera?
I don't
Back
know
it up.
What's going on with the camera? Back that bugger up.
Something in your computer feed.
Find out more about the Atlantean at russleach.com. Sign up for that email list there, and you can pick up all the information you need about the Atlantean. Lots coming. Everybody's loving it. So really pleased, really proud. So get yourself on there to the email list at russleach.com.
And if you haven't seen it over on Facebook, on Russ's page or on X, he's got the artwork there for the omnibus. Nice, beautiful wraparound cover.
Yeah, we've got I can show you that if you like.
Pull that in there. Yeah, we got a little time.
Yeah, hold on a sec. I'll just bring it up. It's a special catch-up version for issue 3's campaign. So that you can obviously will have issue 1, issue 2, and issue 3 available, and still have the hard copies or hardback copies of the Shadow Kingdom and what have you. But if you just want to catch up on the reading, we'll have a cheaper version, as it were, a sort of more compact version for you, where you can get all 3 in black and white in the combined special summer edition omnibus. And that'll be a one-time. We won't be doing that again. From then on, we'll be doing omnibuses in volumes. So the first 4 to 6 issues will be volume 1. There you go.
Oh, look!
Renato Rosart did a fantastic painting over the top of my lines. He also did the cover for issue 3. If we're going to be moving out to comic book shops, we may well have to have new covers done as well. So I'm sure he'll help out in those covers as well. He's fabulous at what he does.
It's amazing.
And we're really pleased with that. It's good cover, strong stuff. So we'll see where that takes us. But we've got a great campaign lined up.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, folks.
And like I say, keep looking out. Sign up for that email list, because you find out if you haven't got yourself a hold of issue 2, and you don't want to wait until the crowdfunder, or when we deliver on the crowdfunder, which should be in August, then all you need to do is go to russleach.com, sign up for that email list, and I'll tell you exactly when they're available to buy online at Amazon or at Critical Blast, or at Barnes & Noble.
Fantastic. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me here Fridays and Sundays on Randy's show. And if you go to Amazon and put my name in, you'll find all my books and magazines and stuff on there. And we're still trying to upload going to upload my new website soon. So you'll be able to get me there soon. That'll be glenbfleming.com. But it's not there yet. So just go to Amazon.
There you are. Folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. If you want to contact me directly, probably Facebook's your best bet. I have an X account as well if you want to follow me there. This Sunday, Sunday Funnies, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars comic strip by Archie Goodwin and Al Williamson in a beautiful hardback edition. Fantastic black and white work, both dailies and Sundays. Classic Star Wars, as only they can do it. Sunday Funnies, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So check in on that. And I hope you enjoy it as much as we do bringing it to you. We are archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel. You can find us on X, on Russ's site, Russ Leach or Comic Book Black Belt.
Yeah, russleach.com or comicbookblackbelt.com.
Over there. And also on my Facebook for a few months. On my timeline, you can look us up. Facebook now gives you like 60 days, I think it is, and then they're erasing all of the podcasts on their site. So if you're going to enjoy it over there on Facebook, do it quickly. Deeply appreciate, again, everybody in the chat, everybody looking. We got a great audience today. So if you enjoyed this program, make sure you tell your friends. We are here, like I said, twice a week, Sundays and Fridays, Friday mornings at 5 a.m. Eastern, Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern, and we look through great stuff like this because it inspires us. We love this art form, and quite frankly, we've learned so much just in the short time that we've been doing these shows, and we hope that you've enjoyed it as well. If there's anything that you want us to take a look at that we haven't already, make sure you check our archives. Please leave us a comment and suggestion. We will gladly take it under consideration. We've got a lot of phenomenal stuff coming up in the next few months, and we hope that you'll stay with us on that as well. So much more coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Other than that, folks, go visit fundmycomic.com. Fundmycomic.com. Look at the different campaigns. Hatch Annotated is still over there. I think there's a Fool campaign that might still be up for a short while over there as well, of a creation of mine that with artwork by Chris Tyson. And in the middle of July, we'll have the Atlantean #3 being offered over there as well. Fundmycomic.com. There's a lot of other great campaigns over there as well, waiting for you to find. Little Mermaid is still up over there. We'll get that book out here eventually, as soon as all that artwork gets done. That's going to be a great book. I think they're running a Kickstarter campaign for that right now. I saw yesterday. And so much more. Look for Arrow Comics over at fundmycomic.com. Lots of stuff coming. Go visit your local retailer as well. Help them keep their lights on. Take a look at those boxes that might not be looked at very often. Old back issues and that. You'd be amazed the great material that's there, just waiting for you to discover some fantastic stuff. And if you ever get tired of the modern comics, go back and reread the stuff that you enjoyed. Go through your collection. And that's why it's there. It's to remind you of the entertainment value and how much fun it is just to read comics and escape for a little while. Love this art form. Folks, we don't get paid for doing this. We do it because we love doing it. And we love looking at this stuff. It's like a little get together that we have twice a week. And we just enjoy doing it. We hope that you're here. You tell your friends. And we don't have enough, I think, enough numbers on us. As it is, we could always use more viewership. So any kind of comment, any thumbs up or like button that you hit, all goes to help our algorithm to help us get out there and seen by more people. George says, I learned strawberries in UK are all red inside. And in North America, they are white. I don't know about
Really?
that. George, I seem to remember them being red, but yeah, you never know. different strains, I suppose. Folks, we deeply appreciate you being here. We'll see you soon. Look at the other programming on Indie Comics Network. And we don't we don't make money on this. We're not any advertisements that you see are for our own stuff or just for our own amusement. So, and we hope you enjoyed your stay. That's about it. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
Take care.
We're
We're going to go out with the word of the day. What is the word of the day? Oh, it could be isolate.
Hi, y'all. It's time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is isolate. Isolate to work this morning that they fired me by lunchtime.
Joke's on you, bitch. I love this shit.
In the time before Atlantis sank, when the lands of this world were savage and untamed, one man would claim his destiny, seizing his place as a king. After defending his throne and learning the devastating truth of the Serpent Kingdom and its deadly cults, King Kull in his right hand ruled the Spear Slayer, make a solemn vow to hunt down and destroy the hidden empire of these serpent demons. These are the tales of those journeys. This is the Atlantean. Tales inspired by the brilliance of Robert E. Howard, featuring his first barbarian characters as introduced in the pages of his classic tale, The Shadow Kingdom. Each volume contains beautifully painted covers and around 50 pages of original black and white art and story, featuring classic sword and sorcery adventures you don't want to miss. Join us on these epic adventures and sign up now for news with the email list at russleach.com. Bring your axe and prepare for battle.
Nice beaver.
Thank you. I just had it stuffed.
Let me help you with that.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with you.
And by the way, did you ever try to hide an elephant?
You will be dead in 5 minutes.
For your information, my doctor gave me 3 years to live, and I don't intend to make a fool out of him. Come in. Is there anything I can do for you? What a ridiculous statement.
Mr. Grunion, I want you to help me.
I have a little sand left. What seems to be the trouble?
Some men are following me.
Really? I can't understand why.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
What was that?
Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, yeah. Great. Oh, here we are. Back
Taste
to
the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.